Yes, I think it has to be said that I've always been a sucker for a girl with dimples. I don't have a girl, but I do have a dimple, and I will be tasting it for you, the dimple 15 years old, in just a few moments. Yes, that is right. Today I am doing a whiskey review of the Dimple 15 years old. It was meant to be a review of the Dimple 12 years old, but my local bottle shop had it on special, and you snooze, you lose, and I lost. Although in this case I think I might have gained because I went the cut above and have upgraded to the Dimple 15 years old. It's a very iconic bottle. Even I remember from boyhood seeing this around the place. The very distinctive shape, the gold netting, both very iconic. And as I understand it from a lot of friends, the Dimple is, for a lot of people, their first nice whiskey. You know, in Australia, it's Johnny Walker is the bog standard, and so to go a little bit up would usually involve either having a Dimple or one of the nicer Chivas Regals. Also known as the Haig Dimple from John Haig and Co. distillery. That distillery is now owned by the drinks giant Diageo. That and many other things. Diageo seems to own everything, including Johnny Depp's soul, which it hires out from occasion under contract. As I understand it, the 15-year-old in particular, there is a high malt content, so I'm looking forward to that. Good to know. Some of the components within the blend are the Glenkinchie and the Linkwood, and they are both, you guessed it, owned by the Diageo company. Well, enough of this prattle. Let's have a look at the bottle and see what we're dealing with. To the present day, John Haig & Co. continues to distill and blend Dimple whiskies of exceptional quality in the time-honoured tradition established by the founders in the 1890s. They've put an apostrophe there on 1890s. No apostrophe there. Nothing belongs to the 1890s. It's just a plural. I'm going to keep correcting you until you get it right.
Grammar Nazi!
Okay, there's no cork. It is a screw cap. Look, it's a good screw cap. It's not your standard just metal thing. It's quite strong. But I'm thinking, you know, once it's something 15 years old, I'm expecting a cork by this point. But hey, first world problems. So, the whiskey deets, we are dealing with a blend. It has been aged for 15 years. That includes the grain whiskies within. Everything is 15 years old. I've not been able to ascertain if it has been artificially coloured or chill filtered. Being that it is a blend, I would just go with the default assumption that it has been coloured. Blends tend to be. It keeps the colour uniform, as the blend must inevitably change. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's been artificially coloured. Bottled at the standard 40% ABV. So it's quite a pronounced nose for a blend. Blends tend to be a bit more subtle in the nosing stakes, but I'm getting some very strong spices, some light fruits, a bit of toffee. I get a very big hit of red apples and some lingering caramel in there. Quite a pleasant and sweet nose. So it has a very watery onset, but then the flavours start coming in, and they would be, I would say, spices, burnt toffee, red apples. So very strong smokiness on the second taste, with some honey underneath. There is some general maltiness and a little bit of oak. To be expected, 15 years old. It's going to be oaky. The Oaky Corral. I would call this a medium finish. The thing that makes it medium is actually the spice. The spice is carrying it through. There's a bit of malt at the end, and the smokiness is kind of re-emerging on me, as smokers want to do. But it's quite pleasant. It's quite a nice finish. A bit drier than the rest of it. The rest of it is quite sweet in character. There's a bit of a dry finish. as blends go, this is quite nice. My one big problem with it is that wateriness at the start. And I suppose the only way to combat that would be to bump the ABV up, probably to 43% would be a bit better. Give it a bit more fullness. There's a very watery start with each sip, which, yes, that's not great. But when the flavors do come in, they are very good. They mix well. It's a very good balance. Quite a nice drop. The Dimple 15 years old. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, you can give it a thumbs up, or you can subscribe to the channel. That one gives me a very tingly feeling in certain places best not mentioned. And I look forward to tasting another whiskey for all you salty dogs very, very soon.